Okay, Daria, in this part of the video, we're actually going to do a Windows bare metal restore using two USB keys. So you might need to have another laptop handy, because if this is a crashed laptop, you won't be able to do anything with it. So first of all, prior to the crash, you will have made a bootable USB stick, and you can do that purely by using the media creation tool from Microsoft. So if you Google media creation tool, that's a .exe file, you save that on your hard drive, you run it, and then it says what would you like to download, and you say Windows 10 ISO or Windows 11 ISO, and it says okay, go ahead, put your USB stick in, and then it says which version do you want and where do you want to put it. You say the USB drive, and then it completely obliterates this drive. I think this drive might need to be formatted first. Okay, so you've got the idea. So you'll end up with a USB stick that can boot. Now on this Toshiba laptop, nothing was booting. Obviously you've got to Google the key that you need to press to either get the customized boot list instead of booting from the hard drive, or you can go into the BIOS, as I've done here, and set that USB devices will boot first and the hard drive will boot second. And that's a system that is a fractionally slower to boot in real life, so you might choose to undo that, but you can just, for most people, they don't notice the milliseconds of difference, and you probably leave that setting to boot from the USB devices first and the hard drive second. So that's where this laptop is set up. It still didn't work until I had to switch on USB legacy booting for this Toshiba Protege, which is about 2018 laptop, so it's well old. So what we're going to do is, as I said before, we're actually going to do a demonstration. We're going to plug this USB key in, which is a bootable key, and some more USB ports on. Now this, also the second USB stick is the system's image that we made in a previous step. Okay, so that's going to plug in here. And again, we're going to actually try and show you the whole process. So you should see Windows boot twizzle here. Yeah, now we can't tell at this point whether it's booting from the key or not. The key doesn't have a light, and it should be slow, and it should come up with a blue screen, a nice installation screen. There we go. So this is booted from this key, and this is a standard Windows 11 install key, which are made with a media creation tool. So in this particular case, I'm in the UK at the moment, so we're going to do United Kingdom. Keyboard is in United Kingdom. Now it says, unfortunately this bit here is standing out, I agree everything will be deleted. Well, hold on a minute. So we're going to click on not install Windows 11, but repair my PC. Do next. Now this is all a bit new. It didn't used to be as good as this. Now it's saying, please choose your keyboard layout. Well, I am in the UK. This is a UK keyboard. I could be outside of the UK, but this is a UK keyboard. So then you might think it is use a device. Use a USB drive, network connection, Windows Recovery DVD. You would be wrong. It is not in there. It's in troubleshoot. So we're into troubleshoot. And then again, we've got another option that sounds pretty likely. System restore, use a restore point. No, it's not that. It's system image recovery. So we're going to click on system image recovery. And we're going to go to the target. Now it's had a look at this drive all completely automatically. Let's just say select a system image instead. So you could just say use the latest, but I'm going to say select. It'll have a look at this key and see what's on there. You know, I thought there was more than one. Oh, okay, all right, well, there you go. Right, so that is the last image, or the only image. Computer's called Tosh. It was made on the 4th of November. Click on that. I'm going to click on next. Ah, sorry, inside there were two backups, yes. So one was made at 4:30, one was made at 19:42. So we're going to click on the latest one. And you'll see it says drives in the backup. It's the EFI system partition and then the volume for the C drive. So we're going to click on next. There we go. Now this is saying choose additional restore options. So format and repartition disks. Now I'm going to say yes to that because I want to completely format the disk, the hard drive that's in here. it says you can exclude disks. Now, the best thing to do here, if you've got a laptop or a system, is to disconnect all the other drives apart from the system's drive. If you've got a desktop system, I would literally open up the desktop. I'd physically unplug every drive except the C drive, because you don't want this to make a mistake and just let's say your D drive with all your data on it. So I would strongly suggest when you click this, you can go into this exclude disks option, but I would physically make that unnecessary by just having one drive that it can have a go at formatting. And this key was made on this system, so all the drivers should be here. Okay. Well, actually the drivers are on here, but Windows 11 24H has got a lot of drivers on there. And this is again like a, how well we go, 6 or 7 year old laptop. So next. So then your computer will be restored from the following system in your file position. Finish. All disks will be reformatted. Yes. Preparing to restore your disks. Now I'll be very sorry if this doesn't work, because I have spent quite a bit of time installing this system, which is for our charity, and it wasn't working this morning. I spent literally about 4 or 5 hours at the village hall getting it working. And the reason I got into all of this today is I was thinking, we've got all these laptops there. How can we back each of them up? Because I found out that I need to give the users admin rights, because they need to install software, and it's only a matter of time before one user installs something like accidentally installs a virus type product, or somebody deletes something important. I need to be able to get these laptops back to a state where they were good. And so I plan to, let's get some more props out. So I plan to use 2 infamous tools. One is the DLT tape box, which I have several of them for my years in enterprise storage, empty, and a labeling machine. So I should be labeling this DLT box recovery, and I should be making 1 USB key per system. And then I'll have a spreadsheet which will say when was the last time I backed up this system. So in the Google Cloud, for each, I have a spreadsheet with all of these machines listed where their specs are, and I'll say, oh, I'm going to make a backup of WH04, so I'll label the key WVH04, and so that was backed up last on the 4th of November 2024. And using that procedure, if there's a crash, I'll say, okay, well, it's been a month since I backed that system up, hopefully that's good enough. Or I'll have another procedure which will say, every month I'll give some minion, that's me, a task of backing up one of the PCs on a sort of rolling basis. So as you can see, I've managed to waffle through half the recovery, and that's pretty fast. So this is a full Windows 11 24H install. I've installed quite a number of apps today, and the plan is to use the magic of editing, so you don't have to watch this tedious procedure, and we're going to skip to the end, and then we're going to continue. Okay, so it says restart now, so you need to actually be here before this restarts, otherwise it's going to boot from this key again. So that will just start the installation process again. So actually, ideally, you want to take this out. You want to take out the backup drive and hit restart now. This is the moment of truth. Don't let me down. So we've got the Windows Start squiggle. So now you'll see we have a login, and I previously added my fingerprint in here. Let's try that. Hello. It's working. This is a terribly old laptop which does have a fingerprint reader, and that's how advanced the Portagee series was. Now, you'll see I am logging in and, oh, do you know I haven't tried? Let's just try the words Windows and activation. Active. So I've completely restored the system. It's still activated. I don't need to reactivate it. I don't need to change the product key. It's absolutely back the way it was. So I am pretty flipping happy. That's it. It's back. So that is how to restore the system having made a backup.